Hi there Virgo, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your work and money reading for July 2020. I'm going to get shuffling Virgo and pull your overarching theme or energy for the month. We'll then pull cards specifically for work, some for finances, and get some clarifiers out as well to piece together what might be happening, what you might be journeying this month in work, money, career, and finance. Been seeing a lot of temperance energy, a lot of rebalancing in this area this month in the readings after past challenges. 9 of Wands. Some of you, might have a key decision to make in this area to get something into completion. 9 of Wands, almost complete but not quite. 2 of Cups, interesting. Let's see how that comes. It could be partnership, collaboration with somebody in the workplace. Could be a relationship having some kind of impact at work. Can be a sense of maybe being a little bit confused. Here goes the completion. Yeah, look, I think you've been hanging around that almost complete stage with something. And Capricorn, in July, we have a world completion, which is not just okay, I'm completing a task, I'm completing a project. It's a big cyclic completion in our lives. Ooh, 10 of Cups. Finances are looking good, guys. And a Strength card. Okay, so really interesting energies here. And guess what's at the bottom of the deck, guys? Temperance. Told you. It is around. It's the rebalancing, I feel, after everything that we've been, going through economically with COVID. Let's clarify that 2 of Cups. I want that one. Hierophant. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. That can be that spouse energy, that committed partnership or husband energy. I have a feeling that somehow that's at play in your work situation. Some of you might work with your husband or wife, might be a family business. 7 of Cups, let's clarify that. Obviously we've got the 10 of Cups in your finance situation too, which is that card of family as well. So I'm really feeling this could be for some of you that are operating in that realm. We've got justice there with the 7 of Cups, which makes sense that justice would come in before a final completion. 8 of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Crystals or Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, of course there's always new beginnings with every cyclic ending, guys. So guys, I'm just going to grab a clarifier for the 2 of Cups and the Hierophant. I feel like it's got something to do, that's just a drop, that's got something to do with your personal relationship impacting on work, or that you work with your spouse. I just want to get some more information for that. King of Swords. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's read the cards. Guys, so you've got the 9 of Wands in your focus energies here. Now for me, this means that you have been kind of lingering around, or maybe for a lot of July, the completion of something. Because the 10 of Wands, if we were to move one number up, the 10 of Wands is a completion, but it's like a weight being lifted over your shoulders. It's the release of a burden. It's the release of what's been weighing you down, maybe the stress, the additional responsibility, and all of that kind of thing. And then the end of your reading here, we have the World with the 8 of Crystals, the worker card. So there's a sense of the end of really hard work. I think some of you have been really, really pushing in maybe a family business or something like that, and there's a sense of that that weight being lifted from you. And it could have been because of the COVID situation, you've really had to get creative, you've really had to do things differently, and there's a sense of that rebalancing and kind of that period being over, that kind of feeling of really being weighed down or being stressed out by this lifting, right? So in your not really positions, guys, but in the first position here we have the 2 of Cups and the Hierophant. For me, that stands for spouse, husband, wife, marriage. It could be business partner for some of you, someone who's really, your creative chemistry kind of business partner or colleague. But I'm really feeling this family business sense. 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Hierophant energy. I think some of you are potentially working in that sort of realm. Now with the King of Swords, we're bringing clarity and vision to a situation this month. So there might have been something that you weren't looking at or you weren't seeing clearly when it came to your family business or your finances or your work. So it could have been that sense of not really wanting to, you know, look at the books, you know, what was going on, because obviously, hey, work's probably been slower, there's probably been less customers, less sales, and all of that sort of thing because of what we've been journeying. The King of Swords is asking you to bring that clarity, to bring that vision to it, to see clearly, to step out of the illusion, right? There's a sense that we need to bring justice to that and see the big picture. And really, once we have that information, once we have all the details, that's when we can make the right decisions to move forward and see what we need to do here. So that's what I'm seeing here with the King of Swords. To transform that situation, we need to see it clearly, right? No more head in the clouds, no more, you know, head in the clouds, literally. No more illusions, no more mirages. Get the details, get the facts, find out what's going on in your business or your job, and that's going to be the key to being victorious and to transform the situation in a sense, guys. Now we've got Justice and the Seven of Cups here. Yeah, I mean, the Seven of Cups for me is that kind of illusionary energy that you may not have been quite aware of where things really were in terms of the finance of your business. I think there's a certain amount of maybe turning a blind eye over the last couple of months with what we've been journeying, and maybe thinking, oh look, you know, it'll be all right, it's all good on the outside, without really thinking about or looking completely at, okay, what is going to be the implications of this, and what modifications do we need in order to rebalance it, to get back on track. The Seven of Cups can be, you know, the fact that there were other expectations for your work, for your business that haven't quite materialized. You might have been just in the process of getting something off the ground, and then all of a sudden this COVID thing hit, and we're in the situation of, oh, but I could almost taste it, it was almost materialized, but now it's just remaining that dream, you know, the promise is unfulfilled, that kind of energy. So Justice is the energy that needs to be brought to it, guys, and this is about rebalancing those karmic scales, or rebalancing those financial scales, you know, almost like the abacus rebalancing again. Let's find out exactly where we're at and what modifications we need to make so we can go forward and, you know, actually have that Ten of Cups outcome, which is why we started this business, why we started this thing in the first place. Yeah, that's what I'm really feeling, guys. It could be a Libra in the mix here, got a lot of Libra energy here. Yeah, Justice means some of you might need to seek legal advice as well. See where you're at with your contracts, with your, you know, rental, your premises, your rental agreements, your employee contracts and that kind of thing. What do we need to do to keep afloat? Do we need to let people go, even though as hard as that is, or can we just reduce them to retainer salaries and things like that? Sometimes we need to take that sword and cut things away so that we can actually, you know, so that we can actually get ahead and carry on. So that's what I'm seeing there, guys. I'm sorry, this is quite a specific reading. It won't be for everyone, but reading what I see here. And yeah, I mean, Eight of Crystals in the World at the end here. We have the Eight of Pentacles, guys, is the Worker card, and the World is that really big completion energy. So there's a sense here that you know, the hardest part is going to be over, and I think the hardest part for you guys might be actually looking at the real picture of what's going on and making those justice-based situations, right? That's what I'm seeing here. That's the hardest part, and that's what you need to do in order to bring this cycle to completion. And the cycle might be that, you know, we don't look at what's going on, let's just not be aware, let's just carry on. But that's over, that's complete now, and there's going to be a new beginning in this, and I'm not too sure what that is because this is kind of the end of the reading, but there's a sense here that maybe, you know, that hardest part is over, and then we might need to reinvest some time and energy into a new direction, right? To carve out a new path or to get things back on track. We might need to take a different approach. We might need to put in work in another way as what we've had. Now the World, guys, as I mentioned before, is a big cycle ending. It's saying that there's probably some lessons in this for you guys to learn, and that lesson might be that we always keep totally across exactly what's going on. We don't bury our head in the sand at all. yeah, it's that massive completion, end of a karmic contract, and you're now moving into a new chapter where I feel things are going to be a bit more in flow, a bit more easy, a bit more breezy, and there's definitely some adjustments that need to be made in this situation, but we're really close to releasing that stress, and that is released by, you know, having the truth, having the clarity, communicating clearly with everyone involved, whether that's your employees or your business partner, your family who you might be working with. Make sure that everyone has all the information. That is a key as well. So yeah, it's really about making sure there's no confusion. Everyone's clear on what's going on. It's time to end that cycle of, you know, the fact that we don't really know what's going on here, and putting some hard work into a new direction to really salvage the situation. Now over in your money area, guys, we've got strength and we've got the 10 of Cups, so we can just get some focus on that. Doesn't want to. All right, well, I'll bring it up to you then. 10 of Cups and the Strength card. Yeah, I mean, it's saying here that I really feel if we take the strength and courage to obviously sort out the situation, then we have the ability to get back on track, to get the family life back on track, to get the family business back on track, to get the fulfillment back on track, back to where things used to be. So that's what I'm feeling here. We have a strong sense with the Strength card to not engage with the ego too much or let that drive us. The 7 of Cups for me is a little bit like that as well, you know, all the shiny things and maybe wanting to distract ourselves with purchasing and spending and that kind of thing. So I think there's a message here to stay financially in control. Don't let your ego drive you into just wanting to, you know, make those purchases that make you feel better or that have that sense of escapism. Just really leading, you know, more, you know, from logic and fact rather than from the ego. So that's what I'm sensing there. You know, 8 is the number of mastery and power. So it's about getting some mastery over your financial situation, remaining in power as well. Guys, this is an interesting little reading, this one. I'm going to draw some oracle cards just to close out. So it's about vision, it's about clarity, it's about ending a cycle of confusion or a cycle where we don't look at all the information, we just carry on like we're in a little bit of a fantasy. We need to always be looking at big picture, the full picture, and nothing less. Guys, sorry, I'm being very clumsy on the cards. Let's get a parting message, please, for Virgo. That one. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Absolutely. You know, you're sitting at that 9 of Wands. There's a release that needs to happen. There's something that needs to change, a completion, and I feel like you've been sitting at that kind of almost for quite a long time, and this is the month that we cross the threshold and we complete that cycle by bringing justice to it, by bringing the modification that needs to happen through communication, through seeing the truth, seeing that big picture, having the strength and courage to look at our finances exactly as they are. No projections, just exactly what's in the bank right now. Let's get one more. That one. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Yeah, I mean, that's a very similar energy to the Tower, guys, and I think the message here is to make sure that we do the right thing and adjust the situation with justice before it becomes a Tower moment, right? It's when we kind of don't complete when the natural time is there to complete, and we hold on, or we ignore, or we keep our head in the clouds and we don't look at the information. That's when the Tower falls. So that's my message there, is just to make sure that we address things before the universe comes in and brings us a Tower moment, which can really bring things down and shake them up. So address it now, guys. Time for justice. Time to look at things clearly. Time to see the truth in this work situation or business that I see here. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I do wish you all the best with it this month. Keep in mind this is a general reading for a collective, and I feel this is quite a specific reading. If it's not your message this time, next month maybe. If you feel called to share, drop me a comment. I do read them all and try to respond to them all, and it helps me get to know you guys and connect to your energies. And I will see you back here next month with another reading.